Alright, Brick fans. So I'm here with another one of our reviews. We're actually looking at Block Tech. We're looking at the Block Succulents. I happen to like these. We did the Irish Rose not too long ago. I'm actually picking a lot of these up just because some of the parts in them are really good for world building for other things. So I like to build everything as it's supposed to be at first, and then usually I'll start tearing apart and use it for stuff that I need. And this one happened to be one of those where it's like, hey, there's some really good yellow stuff in there. There's some really good plant stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff to build with. And so I was like, you know what? We're going to build this. We're going to look at it, and then, I'll take it and rip it apart, do some other things with it. But I was quite surprised by this one. So, let's first look at the packaging. Then we'll look at the toy, and then we'll talk about some potentials with it, because I think that there's a lot with this that is, 103 pieces for what was that, $4? Not bad. Not bad at all. So, let's take a look at it. Let's see. All right, so our box is actually the standard Block Succulent box. It is by Block Tech. These are sold at Five Below. So 103 pieces, and is compatible with all your leading brands. So it does have pretty good clutch power. It works with Lego. It works with Lumi. It works with Arcrea. It works with Fantasy. It works with, oh my goodness, Mold King. So they all work together, and it's kind of a standardized brick. Now, this is the Crassula Devil's Horn. I'd never heard of that, but it looked really, really interesting. So I was like, you know what? We should check this out. On the side, we got, of course, pictures of the Crassula Devil's Horn there. On this side, we get a close-up of the Crassula Devil's Horn there. Then on the back, we get, of course, a picture of the Devil's Horn and others in the line that you can get. We'll also eventually look at the Pink Moonstone, the Barrel Cactus, the Buckhorn Chola. I'm trying to think. I think we got the Powder Blue Trivia. There's a lot of these that, I'll probably end up getting just because, again, the build stuff on them is really, really good. This is considered an 8 and up. I agree with that. You wouldn't want to give this to a little kid. It takes a little bit more like arranging power. So it needs a little bit more, I guess, brain function, higher brain function on that one. So you don't want to give this to a little kid. But 8 and up, someone who's really into model making, especially kid-wise, this is perfect for them. So that's the Block Succulents. There's really nothing else to say about that, so let's look at our booklet. So our booklet this time, you have to excuse the box. It's got a few loose pieces left. So we do get pretty much a picture of what we had before. It is one sheet, but it's folded in the center like a booklet. For the most part, the instructions are pretty basic. There's nothing too crazy about it. A lot of good use of the snot plates, and snot being an acronym for stud, not on top, and a plate being the 3 plates high for a brick. So you've got plates that are the flatter pieces, not completely flat, not tiles, but plates. And so these have a lot of snot plates. Really good stuff for building. Really good stuff. And you got some car bumper pieces that they're using for the pot, which is extraordinarily smart. It is pretty solid build. Nothing on the back. It just is Block Tech. And that's pretty much it. Now, I know for sure you did not come here to to see the booklet and such. You came actually to see the actual plant, the actual toy. Now, this is the actual toy. Now, it does have all these clips that hold these. Oh, looky there. I knocked a piece off. And I was just going to talk about the amazing clutch power. Oh my goodness, I am just butchering this poor plant. For the most part, a lot of these hold really well. I got to pull that apart just to get this in. There was a part of the build. So this great piece, it's like a monster here. As far as like the clutch power on a lot of this, it's really good. There is this part right here from let's push that back in, from this plant piece that steps into there. They're using a 1x1 round stud with hole on it, and we probably should have had 2. And I say 2 because if we'd have stacked 2, this would have had more peggable power to go into it. But as is, it's fine. It just holds, but it is one of those that if this drops or hits, those things will break off easily. But other than that, It's got nice little, it's got a nice part where it just stands up. I love this kind of olive piece here. These golden yellow pieces here are actually like car bumpers, but they work really, really well for a pot. And it just looks amazing. This olive drab, it's a nice color here. We got browns, olive drabs, some black for the snot plates on the inside. It's very muted in its colors, but that's okay. We don't want too much in this. I love the fact that they went with that olive drab color because it's not something that we get very often. And this would make for some really good like plants and like kind of realistic plants in world build. Now, I do plan on taking this. This is some of these pieces here I'd like to use for a Zen garden for my cyberpunk build. So I was going to build a Zen modular, and I was going to use some of these plants and some of the building techniques to create my own areas of plants that hook on to one another and kind of build up. This also has a really good technique that if you were to drop this plant, this portion here on the bottom makes a really good crab monster sort of thing. Or if you had it all in gray, it would also make a really good capture claw for a ship. So there's some really interesting build stuff in this that's definitely worthwhile looking at, checking out, and seeing what all is there and available. So this can be picked up at Five Below. It is one of your $4 sets. It's actually well worth it for $4. There's a lot of things that I've seen that they have been putting out that I've really kind of enjoyed for the $4 and $1 option. Some of the $6 stuff is a little, it's okay. But this, $4, definitely worth it. Fun model. Took about 30 minutes to put together. Not too bad. That's 30 minutes with a lot of talking. 15 minutes. It's a nice, easy, quick build. Well worth your time and money, in my opinion. Well worth it. All right. That's all I got to say about the Crassula Devil's Horns. It's 103 pieces by Block Tech. Again, find it at Five Below. Well worth getting. That's all I got to say about it. Thank you all for joining me. I love you all. Jesus loves you more, and there's nothing you can do about it. Good luck with the hunt and happy brick hunting.